Welcome back. Let's switch gears now to the situation in Ondo State. It's nothing short of dramatic over there, where the Deputy Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, is facing the heat. This is coming weeks after the return of his principal and the Governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, a lawyer. Aiyedatiwa currently faces plans of impeachment by the Ondo State House of Assembly over what they call gross misconduct. They received a petition to that regard against the Deputy Governor. Now, despite his consistent claims of being loyal to the Governor and serving him within the dictates of the law. Now, the Ondo situation raises another dust on the politics of that state as the Deputy Governor battles for his political future. Another situation of cold water between a governor and his deputy. Well, joining us on the show tonight, Henry Olonimoyo is a public affairs analyst. We hope to have Steve Adaramoye, a lawyer, later on the program. Henry, thank you very much for joining us again.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, Nigerians.
All right. Well, earlier today, Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja approved an ex parte motion seeking to restrain the Ondo State House of Assembly from impeaching the Deputy Governor. He had approached the court for that. I think he had approached two courts, one in Akure and one in Abuja. This is from the Abuja one. The judge also restrained the Governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, from nominating a new Deputy Governor and forwarding the same to the State House of Assembly for approval, pending the hearing and determination of the substantive matter, which I take here is being fixed for October 9. What's your reaction to today's development?
Yes, it was expected because if you recollect that there was a back and forth on whether the State House of Assembly wanted to go ahead with impeachment of the Deputy Governor. There were rumors. It started by rumors that the Deputy Governor had resigned. The Deputy Governor wrote a letter and publicized it, saying that he was never going to resign. And then there were rumors that the House of Assembly was going to accuse him or allege him of gross misconduct. And eventually, it looks like those rumors have come true, and that the House of Assembly has decided to begin an inquest into the allegations against him of gross misconduct. But again, I think the Deputy Governor has exercised his right to appeal, for legal redress by going to court to stop that. But what I see happening is the Deputy Governor would not go back down without a fight. He's going to do everything possible to clear his name and exonerate himself. But again, on the other hand, it also appears that the House of Assembly are really doing everything and dancing to the beat of the governor. It's clear that this is a clear rift between governor and deputy governor. And as things are progressing, there's every likelihood that they would move on with the impeachment notice, because it appears clearly that the governor has a clear majority in the House of Assembly.
Very interesting. Yeah, we have Steve Adaramoye, lawyer, on the line. Steve, thank you very much for your time. Let's take your reaction to today's ruling by the Federal High Court in Abuja, which granted an ex parte application restraining the Ondo State governor and the government and even the State House of Assembly.
I think in accordance with Section 188 of the Constitution, subsection 10, I think the ruling today is ultra vast. The ultra vast the court. The section 188, subsection 10 states no proceeding or determination of the panel or of the House of Assembly or any matter relating to such proceedings or determination shall be entertained or questioned in any court of law. The proceeding has been, the process has been initiated ordinarily by 2/3 members of the Assembly, from what I learned, have signed the petition and have submitted it to the Speaker. And I think they are making effort to serve the Deputy Governor. So going to Abuja or Akure to by a party motion to stop what has been initiated, I think it's ultra via the power of the court, because Section 10, subsection 10 of Section 188 of the Federal Republic of Nigeria Constitution, 1999 as amended, provides that no court shall have power to go into the matter. There are procedures that are laid in there that will guarantee fair hearing. If there is no fair hearing, or any of those positions are omitted, then he can go to court. He can go to court to challenge the validity of the procedure of the which the House might have embarked upon. So at this very stage, having initiated this, going to that very place, I think is an abuse of court process.
Counsel, were you quoting Section 10 just to get you right of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Section 188 of the Constitution, subsection 10.
All right. We'll look into that. But let me go back to you, Henry. The Ondo State House of Assembly had served an impeachment notice to the Deputy Governor. What are your thoughts on this development, and what's transpired between him and the State Governor since State Governor's return from his medical leave? We're yet to see the details of that petition. We don't know who wrote that petition, or what they said he did that constituted a gross misconduct. But what are your thoughts on the move to impeach him following that petition sent to the House of Assembly?
Yes, thank you very much. That's one of the ambiguity we have with our constitution, the 1999 constitution. It just says gross misconduct. Then what constitutes gross misconduct? It also says that whatever act that the State or National Assembly terms as gross misconduct is gross misconduct. And I think it's about time we started looking into that part of the law to see and spell out clearly what and what could constitute gross misconduct. That's on one hand. Secondly, it appears that the stage in the impeachment process now is that the Deputy Governor has been notified of the allegation. And I think within 14 days, as the law prescribed, that the State Assembly must move a motion that will be passed by 2/3 of majority of the State House Assembly. Having moved the motion, they will now reach out to the Chief Justice of the State, Chief Judge of the State, who would pick a seven-man judicial panel that will look into these allegations properly. The Deputy Governor will also have a right to defend himself. But by the time this judicial panel submits their reports, they have about within a period of 3 months. I don't think they necessarily need to exhaust the 3 months. But by the time they are through with the 3 months, or within the 3 months, and they submit their report back to the House of Assembly, the House of Assembly will then convene to decide whether to adopt it or not. And they will still need a 2/3 majority of the House of Assembly to adopt it. As soon as they adopt the motion, the Deputy Governor stands impeached. So there are still 2 to 3 steps in the process before the impeachment gets done. But if you need to look at the morality of this, I cannot understand why or how the Deputy Governor is all of a sudden the recipient of allegations of misconduct. He barely had about less than 3 months to hold as acting governor in the state. And in those 3 months, I didn't know there was really much as far as governance was concerned in the state, because it appeared that what we kept hearing was rumors of rift even within the state executive council. And if this is political, then I think we must look into this so that it doesn't become a nationwide matter where governors, especially outgoing governors, would try to do everything by hook and crook to uproot their deputy governors who begin to show the slightest interest to run or to succeed their bosses. And I'm wondering, it's not a crime, according to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to declare interest or to show any interest in running for governor. Again, on the morality part, again, he's boss, the governor, I will be completing a two term. It's 2 terms in office, 8 years, and I think it's not in it's not liable again to run after 8 years. So I don't see why the deputy governor deciding to run, or maybe showing interest to run, to constitute a rift. We are seeing it in Ondo State. And if we don't do something drastic about it, it might become the new playbook all across the nation now, where governors, having spent 8 years, would be so heavy and vehement on trying to uproot their deputy governors. And in the midst of all of these things, governance suffers. On those states,
thank you very much, Henry. Let me go back to. Thank you, Henry. Sorry for the interjection there, but you talked about gross misconduct, and looking at subsection 11 of, you made a valid point of section 188, which was hitherto mentioned by Steve. It says gross misconduct means a grave violation or breach of the provisions of this constitution. I don't know what, maybe we'll get to know later the content of the petition if he breached the constitution, or, and this is the gray area, a misconduct of such nature as amounts, in the opinion of the House of Assembly, to gross misconduct. So they have, like you said, a free hand to determine what, if you cough, whether that is gross misconduct. But I'll go back to Steve. Steve, you're a lawyer. You rightly, refer to Section 188, sub 10 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, which says no proceedings or determination of the panel or of the House of Assembly or any matter relating to such proceedings or determination shall be entertained or questioned in any court. But this is an ex parte injunction or restraining order pending the determination of a substantive suit, which the parties could argue, especially the lawyers to the state government, when they appear in court, could say that the court does not have a jurisdiction to entertain that matter. So maybe it's too early for you to bring in section 188, subsection 10, because the matter has not even been entertained.
Not early. The procedure, the section 188 is explicit. The procedures have been initiated, the proceedings have been initiated by the 2/3 of the House having signed the allegation of misconduct and having presented it to the Speaker. That is the starting point over there. It has been initiated. So it is premature for any court to go into that very matter. That's not candid opinion personally. And I'm of the view that going to court is an abuse of the court process, an abuse of the Constitution. Because section 10 explicitly says no proceedings of determination of the panel or any of the House of the Assembly or any of the Assembly or any matter related to such proceedings.
Steve Adaramoye, the court has not even sat. This is ex parte, and the lawyers or representatives of the government have not had a chance to argue this point in court. And the deputy governor, like any Nigerian, has a right to approach the court seeking grievances, even if the motive or the constitution says something against it. It's for the judge to, it could be argued, when they've properly entertained the substantive matter, say, no, I can't entertain this matter, which is just some days away from now, October 9, not too far. So are we not getting ahead of ourselves here?
There have been decisions saying whatever is done under that something cannot be qualified. The judiciary cannot. There is a judicial authority to that effect that cannot intervene. And see, when you are mentioning ex parte motion simply means without informing the other side. Either informing the other side or not. Is the court not involved? Either you put somebody on notice or without notice. Is the court not involved? Of course, yes. The answer is in the affirmative. The court is involved. And the summary of section 10 is saying that no proceeding of the partition of the panel or the House of Assembly or any matter related to some proceedings or determination shall be entertained or questioned in any court. And I submit powerfully with convincing logic that the House, having initiated that something, allow it to run through it, not in the middle of it. Look at what happened in the what do you call it in Ondo State. It has not gone to court. Even when the deputy governor went to court, until later he withdrew something. But this one has been initiated. Mark that very one. The 2/3 of the House members have stated on something and have submitted the petition. It has started. So court cannot, in the middle of it, either expert or not, it's an even as expert is an abuse. I saw some.
Okay. Okay, Steve. Yeah, thank you, Steve. Henry, what do you say to this?
Okay. To what he has said, I think we shouldn't be particularly disturbed that somebody is trying to fight for his life and fight for his own integrity. I mean, he's not leading the mob on the streets, and he's not causing a breakdown of law and order. He's going to court, like every Nigerian has the right to go to court when they feel that their rights are being infringed upon. And whatever he did with the ex parte motion and the rest is a regular card in the playbook of the politicians in this country. We know them. Whenever they want to hold their political primaries and the rest of their things against them, they go all across the country. They can go to Kano, they can go to Imo State, they can go to anywhere and then get ex parte motions or something. So I don't know why the learned man there is disturbed that a deputy governor is trying to fight for his survivor, his political survivor.
Okay.
And I think we need to just hold on to the 9th of October to hear what the judge will say on the matter.
All right. Steve, I go back to you. The deputy governor has claimed that he has not received or had not received any official, communication regarding the impeachment proceedings or the allegations or the petition against him, while the Speaker of the House of Assembly says that they've been trying to serve him, but it's been elusive. So they got an affidavit from the court through substituted service, whatever that means. So they say it's been served through his office. They went to the office and gave it to his secretary. Now, is there any such thing as an affidavit for substituted service? What are the legal procedures for serving such a notice?
A situation. Let me start by saying, you see, the old rule of law is an adjunct of a democracy. Rule of law is an adjunct of a democracy. And whatever the ground norm is the Constitution. And whatever you say under the Constitution, in fact, if people even want Section 11 to stay, you could challenge it and ask it, you could challenge it in court, that it infringes the right of the something. But in as much as we have this as the outer clause, it remains there. And it has to be obeyed. Then going beyond that, the issue, if you want to serve somebody, a process, and that person is evasive, is dodging the service of that court process, it is the right of the plaintiff, the claimant or applicant to go to the court and ask for sufficient service. That posing
an affidavit.
And that the affidavit, if we go to court, bring a motion to court that person has been very invasive.
But do you do that by getting an affidavit?
You take a motion to court. You take a motion to court.
All right.
Not in that motion, you ask for prayer. And that prayer,
So are you saying that the State House Assembly has not done the needful when they say they got an affidavit?
They must have gone to court.
Okay, all right. Let me go quickly to Henry. Henry, in all of this, finally, it is striking that we're yet to hear from Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, and I'd like to refer to a statement by a group known as the Ondo Redemption Front, who through their chairman, Mr. Ayodeji Ologun, has said that Ondo State in recent times, and I quote, had been grounded governmentally. It's been grounded following the absence of the governor from the state. He also expressed regret that instead of addressing the pressing issues in the State House Assembly, in his words, were hunting the deputy governor. He said, and I quote, "Worthy of mention is the fact that since the return of Mr. Akeredolu, he had refused to resume his official duty post for the governance of the state, a situation that is causing serious apprehension in the state," end of quote. So my question to you, Henry, is where is Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, and is it true that he is yet to report to his office and that this is having an effect on governance in the state? Very quickly, please, you don't have time.
If I were he is, his personal ears would be the one to answer that. But like that, like what you quoted had said, with Mr. Governor, since he came, it appears that the only mandate that we have seen from him is the onslaught against his deputy governor. And whatever I've heard from him, I think we are hearing from him loud and clear. Whatever the House of Assembly is doing now is the voice of the governor that we are hearing.
But has he made a public appearance, Henry? Has he made a public appearance?
I'm not sure. I'm not aware of any, apart from the pictures that we saw on the day he arrived when the House of Assembly members came to meet. I have not seen anyone. All
right. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Henry Olonimoyo is a public affairs analyst, joined us from Akure, Ondo State. Also, we had Steve Adaramoye, a legal practitioner. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time.
Thank you very much.